I'm just joking. Thank you, Miss Ann. Miss Ann said it was good. I believe in it in the name of Jesus Cristo. All right, guys. But we're going to get started here. Right now, let me get another mic. About 2 weeks ago, I believe now, 2 weeks ago, the young people of the church, a lot of these guys that have red shirts on, some of them don't, but we were able to send about 21, I believe, young people away to a camp. And they had fun, they enjoyed, they had encounters, they had testimony, and they had share with the group of people there from like a Center of Hope, I believe. They'll share more about it. And I'm just going to ask Richard and Theresa. Richard and Theresa is available. Give it up for Richard and Theresa, guys. And they'll just come and take the mic, and they're going to have testimonies, and then after that, we're going to wrap it up. So just, God bless you, brother.
Yes,
welcome,
yes.
Pastor.
All right, good evening. Good evening, everyone. As Pastor Felix said, my name is Richard, and this is my wonderful, beautiful, elegant, faithful wife, Theresa. And we are the youth leaders here at Journey. So, as Pastor Felix said, not quite 2 weeks, just Monday, right? We came out Monday. This is our second year of taking a group of teenagers to the Word of Life camp. It's in Hudson, Florida, just outside of Tampa. And actually, it's a Bible Institute. And I'm going to make my wife just talk a little bit more about that segment of the camp.
Okay, good evening, everyone. As usual, he takes so many words out of my mouth already, but it's okay. I still love him. But yeah, basically, for those who don't know, we were away for like a total of 9 days, 5 of which were dedicated to the young people being at the Word of Life camp in Hudson. Basically, the camp is there, all technology is taken away. So no phones, yay. And they're totally saturated, you know, in just a faith-based atmosphere. The theme for this year was Forward, Take the Risk. And boys and girls, they're separated, and there are individual cabins. So there's about 12 campers that are put per cabin. So and then each cabin, there are counselors for these young people. And the counselors, like my husband said, they all come from the Word of Life Bible Institute. They've all just graduated. So they're put with the young people, and basically they're there to monitor everything daily, keep them safe, and be spiritual guides to them. So the camp, it's filled with fun activities. Yeah, campers? Oh,
yeah, sure.
Were you convinced? Yes. Would you go to that camp?
Did you guys like the camp?
Yes. So the camp, they're just shy right now. But yeah, no, it's back-to-back fun-filled activities, right, Tish? Tish knows this. She can attest to it.
And Amadeo.
And Deo, absolutely. They did it back in their day. So it's from paintball to water tubing to just back-to-back games. And what? Horseback riding.
Zip line, rock climbing.
Now you're hearing them, right? Okay, so, but more so, there are intentional quiet times. There are intentional praise and worship, and intentional times of the word being preached to them every day. So there are tons of moments I could share with you from that entire 9-day time that we had, but one simple but profound moment, just kind of thinking about the camp time, was, I think it was like the Tuesday night visit that we did at the camp, and Kia actually came to me. She's like, Auntie, Jarek at the rally, he like nudged me to wake up Paula. And what you guys have to understand is, Jarek, with the shades, he's not trying to hide, but he's actually having a little eye thing right now. But he's actually one of my daughter's best friends, and Jarek is one of our jitterbugs. She is literally trying to figure out how she's going to have him stay still for their graduation next year. Okay? But so for him to be one to wake up one of our more serious campers, I just say that to say, only God. Okay, so God was moving, and he continued to move in this camp, or on this trip.
Yeah. And what we want to talk about also, so they're going to come on and share some testimonies, but a second part of the Word of Life trip we did was, Gabby shared a very interesting text just now when she opened up. She said, I can't remember the passage, but it was about where God's handiwork created to do good works. So we just don't want our young people to learn that, you know, we come to church on a Sunday or come to a youth group on Friday and it ends there. We were created to do good works. So we linked up with a homeless shelter in Tampa after the Word of Life camp. We went and served for about three or 4 hours. It's called Metropolitan Ministries in Tampa, Florida. And what I loved about this ministry completely blew me away. It's a ministry founded by 13 churches in that community. Imagine if we can come together as a church family in Cayman to do something so profound, so impactful. But anyway, it was founded by 13 churches in the metropolitan area of Tampa, and it's not to the traditional homeless person per se. They more or less minister to homeless families, so like women from domestic abuse homes or single parent moms or someone that can't find housing or people who just don't know where to turn or go to. That's this ministry. And they do food. They have a food pantry every day that they do. They have a thrift store. They have a leadership conference where they help people who can't find jobs to find jobs. They do that there. And we're going to show a video shortly, but one thing that stood out to me when Pastor Felix was praying for the young people earlier was, you'll see a photo where it has, hello, my name is Hope. And that's kind of the theme for the ministry, hope. Because what they said was when they were starting early on in their ministry, metropolitan ministry, there was this woman who came and said it wasn't just about the food, it wasn't just about the shelter that was provided, but I was given hope. And Felix was talking very strongly with the young people about that because, listen, you can have all the money in the world, you can have everything materialistic, but if you don't have hope, you have nothing. So that was very impactful. So we're going to show a video now, just a little something.
Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized, here with you. Come on now. Now this love is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, and it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. Hands up! This is real love, this is real love. Say this is real love, this is real love. Oh. Come on, let's say. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart to the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love. In your heart, I am found. I want you, I want you. You won't let me down. You got me, you got me.
Good job, okay. So that was just some pictures we put together. As Theresa said, they're not allowed to have phones at the camp, so we couldn't get a lot of photos at the actual camp. What those pictures were actually Facebook posts that the camp put up. But all in all, it was a good camp. And one thing I want to highlight too, this Metropolitan Ministry, you saw some of the girls putting together salads. So next time you go to Tampa and Orlando Airport, and you're like, I'm not spending $9 on a salad, part of the proceeds actually go back to that ministry because they prepare the salads for the airports and some different businesses within that area. So that was amazing to know that, you know, they're impacting a community, right? So let's get to it. So we're going to invite 6 young people up to come and share their experiences at the camp because they don't want to hear from us, they want to hear from you. Come on up. So Aliyah, Cassandra, come on guys. Naz, Alfredo, Paula. Come on guys. So 3 on my side, 3 on Miss Teresa's side.
So we're not just trying to be clattering
Three over
here,
here.
but
3 over here.
they're just more comforted standing together. So just give them a bit of grace, please.
Yeah. And we all know public speaking is not easy. Alright, so who are you gonna start off with? Alright, let's start off with Amar. So this is actually my son. You can see the good dogs, right? This is his first camp. He's 13. So Amar, what did you enjoy about the camp?
Well, I enjoyed the worship, the songs, the vibe. I enjoyed the activities and meeting new friends.
All right, and from the Metropolitan Ministries, he said something very powerful to me, but I want you to tell them. After we were all done, he came to me and what was it that you shared with me?
I said that it is fun to serve God
Fun to serve God. Why it was fun to serve God?
because I know that I'm impacting people's lives.
Woo! Yeah, good job. But most importantly, coming back home, what was the commitment that you say you're going to make coming back home?
Reading my devotion and praying every morning and every night daily.
Yeah. All right. Give it up for Mar. Okay, you can do it? You can do it? All right, go ahead, Mar. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, I wrote something. So my voice is kind of messed up because I'm sick, but yeah. It's not working. Alright, so you guys know I went with the youth group for this church to the Word of Life camp in Tampa, and essentially it was. It was really fun. When I went there, I was kind of expecting like an instantaneous change, or like I was expecting to feel God over me, like as soon as I stepped on campus, as soon as I heard a word of devotion. But that wasn't it. I kind of had to wait it out, and it didn't really happen until the bonfire ceremony, which was by far my favorite part. So I had to wait out on God. I had to let Him speak to me throughout the week and listen to the devotionals that we did in the cabin and the sermons that we had during rally. And during the bonfire ceremony was when I actually rededicated my life to God. I had dedicated my life to God. I was about 7 at the time, I think, or 8, somewhere around there. But I knew that over the years I had kind of drifted, and I knew that I needed to make a recommitment, so that's what I did when I threw my stick in the fire.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it? All right, give it up for the
Alright, so this here is Paula, who Jarek was getting nudged, who is known as our Queen Bee because she's one of the leaders, one of the more serious ones, but so she has something awesome to share.
Hi.
You have to, we can't hear.
Okay.
Put it close to the phone. All right, now what?
The camp helped me to delete all the negative music I had on my phone. There was a man there, his name was Mr. David Martin. Well, music, some of the music that we had on our phones, it makes females feel bad about themselves. It makes them feel like they have to be perfect, shaped well, have pretty hair, pretty eyes, pretty skin, pretty teeth. But when you read the word of the Lord, He loves you for you. He don't judge you. He loves you unconditionally. It took me long to realize this because I used to care what other people thought of me. After Word of Life, Mr. CJ, he prophesied it over me and Ali prophesied over Sosie. He asked us what our favorite color was, and I told him black. And he don't really know me like that, so it was a shock to me. He said things to me that only me and certain people would know, and it shocked me. So yeah.
What really impressed me about Paula is, let's say what it is, you know, not all of us have the best music on our phones, particularly young people. And she, in the back of the van, back of one of the vans when we were driving, she said, what do you call it? Mommy T? Auntie, I'm deleting all of my inappropriate music. And I just hope that, guys, if Paula can do it, we can do it. So we gotta delete those Kodak Blacks, right? Yes. All right, but that, Paula, we are so proud of you for making that step, as the theme said, forward. You know, if we're gonna go forward with Christ, we gotta leave some things behind, right? We gotta offload some baggage, and that was a big step for you, man. Very proud of you, Paula. All right, no, I saving you for last. The next one is Naz. Come on, Naz. Garth Clark.
Let's go, Naz.
So this was my second year going to camp, but when I went to camp, I expected it to be like the first year I went when I never really cared. So I just went and like pretty much I went for friends, where everybody asked me to go. And then like for the first couple of days I wasn't interacting really with anybody or with any of the leaders or anything. But then after a while I started to like loosen up and realize that everybody there for a purpose and not everybody is not the same. So when something that really touched me was when I was saying that he never really grew up in a Christian family, but they knew of God, which was like me. But he decided to make a change where all his friends were making fun of him and stuff. So, yeah. But then with the Metropolitan Ministries, I decided to make a change to say that I'm going to think about others as well, other than myself, because there's people out there that they're not poor, but they can't help themselves. And I think that I can make a change to help them.
Good job. This is Alfredo.
Good afternoon. My experience at the camp was great because it was my first time going, so I never know what to expect. But like, what I realized is like you can have fun while worshiping God.
Yes.
And like you don't have to be like because some people make Christianity seem like you can't do nothing. So, but that can't just show me you can have fun and worship God at the same time. But then after we went to Metropolitan Ministries, and that was the part that I enjoyed the most because like it just felt good to give back to like the people that in need, like it just made a good impact on them, like to see them happy and like eating and stuff and all that. And then we get like inside the people that do inside, like they have to do a lot, and then like us, we made a big difference to them because like we got a lot done in one day in a short period of time. So yeah.
Alright. So this is Cassandra. You're going with Theresa. Go ahead. Mama T. She's the great comforter. Alright, go ahead.
This experience made me realize how blessed some of us are. It made me more grateful for the things and opportunities that we have at home. Overall, my experience on the trip, attending camp, and making a first-time commitment gave me an insight to take time out of my day to give thanks to God. I am thankful for having the opportunities to attend the camp, and a special thanks to Mr. Richard and Miss Theresa for encouraging me to take a step in faith. And also Mr. CJ for his positive encouragements during the days he spent with us. To Journeys Ministries and to all sponsors, We thank and appreciate everything that you have done to make this trip possible for us.
I saved Cassandra for last. Why, Cassandra? Tell us what you decided.
I've decided to get baptized.
Yeah. And I'm going to make Theresa share a letter that we received from one of the campers after the camp, but she couldn't be here because she's traveling with her family. So this is what she wrote to us.
Okay, so it reads, Auntie Theresa and Uncle Richard, this camp has done everything I wanted it to do. I feel that I am truly ready to make that commitment to God. No longer will I stress and worry about what others may think. I'm ready. Hugs and kisses, Ashley.
Ashley, so we have a baptism set for later this month. And we have, so far, we have 2 young people that have committed. Come on, give them a round of applause. Good job. All right, you guys can have a seat now. And
the 2018 Word of Life camp trip was really a life-changing experience for all of us, and it would not have been possible without all of you. We would like to especially thank our senior pastors, Pastor Felix and Pastor Dorothy, for their support and contributions. We received an amazing outpouring of financial support from so many, some whom we know and some who remain anonymous. We'd like to say thank you to each of you and that we appreciate you investing and believing in us. God bless you.
good job. And I just want to close and just say thanks again. Aliyah said it good, but just thank you so much for everyone who supported, everyone who prayed. It was an amazing trip. It was an amazing trip. And I'm not going to lie to you, did it go exactly how we wanted it to go? Yeah. No, you can imagine 21 young people. It didn't go exactly how we wanted it to go. But I think I can speak on behalf of Felix. I think how me and him feel towards young people, we're very passionate about them. We want them to reach their fullest potential in what God created them to do. And you know, sometimes when you can't get young people to do what you want them to do, you get a bit frustrated, you know. And I find myself getting like that a lot recently because a lot of them are, well, all of them basically, except for my son, have graduated, or sorry, they're finished year 11 and they're going into year 12. So they basically have like a year or 2 left before, you know, they're 18, have their driver's license, and you know, what happens in Cayman where we lose a lot of young people when they get that age. So we really want them to get it. We really want them to know that God has a big purpose and plan for them. But the one day that me and my wife really got to relax, well, we stayed in our condo. We were staying, not our condo, not ours, but we stayed in the condo we were renting for the week we were there, and we were just watching some sitcoms. And I don't know if you guys know this old show is called Home Improvement. Tim Allen. I loved that show back in the day. I think it's like a 90s sitcom, right? And I was watching it, you know, and something made me just go and Google him. You know, what's Tim Allen up to? Because you don't see him in much movies now. And when I was reading it, he was actually one of the highest paid actors at one time. He was making $1.25 million per episode of that show. Why am I sharing this? When you look back at his history, Tim Allen actually got arrested back in the 70s for drugs. He got arrested for, I think him and some friends were trying to, I don't know if it was bringing it out of Mexico, I think. They were bringing drugs and he got arrested. He served some time in jail. I'm sharing that to say that, you know, someone's past doesn't dictate their future. And a lot of times, we're doing a leadership course through Bethel, and one of the speakers said that prophecy is not looking at the person where they are now or what they did. Prophecy is looking at who they can become. And one thing that we need to do better, you know, I'm going to speak for myself, is speaking prophecy over these young people on what they can become and who they are in Christ, not what they're doing today or what we know about what they did in the past. And one passage that stood out to me that was preached at the camp was Philippians chapter 3 verse 13. It says, "Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it." Paul is saying, I don't know it all. You know, I don't know my Bible from back to front. I don't know how to pray perfectly. You know, I'm still trying to figure out this Christian thing. You know, I don't have it all together. But he says there's one thing that I know. Forget the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. And that's why I want to encourage the young people, but encourage us as well. Because another thing that the speaker shared was one of fear's greatest strength is the ability to keep people from moving forward. A lot of us are padlocked by our fears. We're worried about the ifs, we're worried about the past, what I did, and a lot of times it dictates how we can move forward because we're so worried about what people are going to think or what I did. But as Paul said, guys, we never going to figure this thing out. You know? Our goal is just to stream forward. You know, stream means, you know, we're going to have fight. You're not going to look good all the time. You're not going to have the perfect days. You know, we're going to mess up sometimes. But you know what? I'm not looking in my past. I'm not looking behind. I'm pressing in forward. So that's my encouragement. It was a great time. We enjoyed it. I don't know if we're going to do it next year, but it was great. We really enjoyed it. Oh yeah, you got to come next year. But, you know, we had some disappointments, but these are the moments we live for. The testimonies, the stories, the commitments. That's what it's all about. And that being said, I would say to God be the glory. Amen. So, Pastor Felix, come and close us out. Thank you for everything, guys. We love you. And that's a wrap from Word of Life 2018.